You can recite Surah Al-Fatiha for the Mahroom Zahir Hussain, that his family provided the dinner tonight. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Quick few announcements, inshallah. On Wednesday, we're going to be having our annual fundraising. I know, alhamdulillah, Hajj Hani has provided the PowerPoint. Thank you, Hajj. I received the email, but I haven't had a chance to look at it properly, inshallah. The details, we're going to give you guys very shortly, inshallah. Hopefully by tomorrow night, we'll have the detail of what is the balance and how much money is required to run the program annually and all the expenses, inshallah. Amal Ashira will be there on Yom Ashira, obviously, which is on Thursday. Inshallah, the program will start at 9 o'clock. It will be lengthy night and day, inshallah, don't forget. Once again, I'm asking humbly to please no smoking outside and respect the parking issue as well. Inshallah. Before I call on our visiting alim, there's a few things that was brought up to my attention. I'm sorry I'm going to take a little bit longer here, but one of the issues that we're having a lot in here is that, alhamdulillah, Allah, gave us so much barakat in this, living in the United States, I should say. MashaAllah, food, water, clothing, and all the necessities. There's so many of them stuff. As we all can recall, recently there was a hurricane just happening in North Carolina. I'm sure everybody's aware of that. So they're short of water and food and supplies, stuff I'm sure you guys are looking at the CNN and news in all languages. You can see it. It happens. It happened in Philippines and China with typhoon and all that. What I'm trying to say, brothers and sisters, that the case of water, and I showed the picture of the brothers here, a case of water just like in here, it's $43.20. And yet, look how much water and food we waste in here on a daily basis. We don't even drink half of the bottle of water and we throw it away. It's rough. We spend here almost every day, alhamdulillah, for Fi Sabilillah, for Imam Hussain, Azabari, and Majalis. Yet we don't see the actual idea. So much food is wasted. If you look at the garbage, so much food is wasted. But your brothers and sisters in Yemen, in Afghanistan, they're dying of hunger. They don't even have one meal for one day for entire family. But yet here, now that it was just in Al-Mahdi Center, look how much food and water we're wasting in here. Is this fair? Is this for the sake of Abi Abdullah? Is this the message that we're conveying to our children? We need to start really, like Maulana said, the fitrah, we need to wake up. We need to look at what is happening around us. Alhamdulillah, Allah is giving this barakat for us. But this is not the right way to waste israf. It's a big problem. And yet we're teaching this to our kids. We want a spoon of food, we throw it away. If you don't like it, Babajan, don't eat. At least don't throw it away, leave it over there. I'm not saying forcing anybody not to eat the food. Please eat it. If it's waste, don't throw it away, take it with you home. Alhamdulillah, it's a halal meal. Save it for later. But for the sake of Allah, this is a lot of waste. And with that, I want to mention one thing. That on day of Ashura, one of the messages that Hazrat Imam Hussain gave to his sister, that, oh sister, when you go to Medina, when you send the message to my people, mention that whenever you drink of water, remember me. Remember the mercy of Hazrat هل يصغر. So please, I'm asking you, the israf is tremendously high in the center. We're wasting water. Not only that, it's bad for the environment. It takes a long time to actually destroy these water bottles. Believe me, it takes a long time. It's bad for the earth. It's bad for the environment. And this is what Islam teaches. It's not about just pray. You have to look at around yourself. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit too extreme here, but we really need to work on this. We've noticed every year, if it's Muharram, if it's Ramadan, if it's Eid, we're wasting too much food, plus we're wasting a lot of money. Believe me, if we can share these plastic cups, the small paper cups, we can save ourselves tons of money. Inshallah, with that, I'm going to call out on Maulana wa salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. خاتم الانبیاء محمد صلوات. اللهم صل على محمد و آل محمد.
رحم الله من قرأ سورة المباركة الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين خاتم النبيين رحمة للعالمين أبي القاسم محمد. والصلاة والسلام على أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، فقد قال سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه المجيد والفرقان الحميد قوله الحق وهو أصدق القائلين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولنبلونكم بشيء من الخوف والجوع ونقص من الأموال والأنفس والثمرات وبشر الصابرين الذين إذا أصابتهم مصيبة قالوا إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون أولئك عليهم صلوات من ربهم ورحمة وأولئك هم المهتدون. صلوات بر محمد. I'm repeating this verse every night, and it is for my benefit and everybody else's benefit that we understand that we have a problem and we want to solve the problem. And Alhamdulillah, we have reached tonight and will continue, and by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and by the wasila of Abu Abdullah Hussein, we will inshallah reach our manzil. We will reach our destination for which we are here this month of Muharram, having commemorated Muharram all our lives. Have we found any change? Have we risen up from where we were, and slowly we go up towards communion with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is the message of Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wassalam, because what we come here is the muhabbat of Hussein. This is the love of Hussein. This is the love for Hussein. This is the fitrah that we have. That love for Hussein is in our fitrah. Because if there is no love for Hussein, there will be no love for Allah. If there is no love for Allah, then I have wasted my time. So we find that this is the love for Hussein. But what is the maqsad of Hussein? What is the purpose of Hussein? The salah is the purpose of Hussein. On the day of Ashura, and by the way, what we are commemorating in a period of 10 and 12 days is not that it took so long for the battle in Kermalli. The battle on the day of Ashura was between Dhuhr and Asr. It was a matter of few hours only that all the 72 shuhada who were martyred within a period of 3 hours. But we have been facilitated by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and by the heritage of our ancestors and because of the teachings of our A'immah Tahirin that we commemorate the Azah of Aba Abdullah from the first night of Muharram till Ashura. This has been going on, and this is the legacy that we have. Therefore, we will continue on this legacy. However, we have to understand that the whole battle took place within only 4 hours. And before the battle was started, Aba Abdullah asked the party which was against him and telling him that it is time for Salah and we want to pray. Can we hold the battle? And the opposite party, which was led by the same person whose hands were untied by Aba Abdullah on the day of the battle of Nahwan, none other than Shimr ibn Zawshan, La'natullah alayhi, that he is telling, no, we don't permit you. And then he has the audacity of telling about Abdullah, who will accept your prayers? This is written in the Makatib. So my dear brothers and sisters, the maqsad, the purpose of Hussein was Tawheed. The purpose and the maqsad of Hussein was love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore, if I say that I have love for Hussein, I must have love for Allah. And if I have love for Allah, I must know how to commune with Allah. Because the Prophet said, As-salam mi'rajul mu'min. Therefore, if I stand in front of Allah, it is communion with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that was the reason of the battle. One of the major reasons was salah for the battle of Karbala. Therefore, let us not belittle it. When we are praying, we should have full concentration on it. We should allow one another to be able to commune with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to be able to achieve the purpose of Hussein for which he gave his life and the life of his 72 companions. Salawat ala Muhammad. And that is the وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I will try you with fear and hunger and loss of property and fruits, and give good news to the patient ones. When a misfortune befalls them, they say, from Allah we have come, and to Allah is surely the return. Last night, we started with the first reason on why Allah tests us. So we continue with the second reason. But before we go there, I would like us to understand that this love for Hussein is a heat in our hearts. And we are told that inna al-qatl al-Hussein hararatan fi qulubil mu'minin la tabrudu abada. This martyrdom, this killing, this murder of Hussein has created a harara in our hearts, which is a harara in our souls, which is a harara in our spirit, which is a harara in our minds. Therefore, everything that I have, as Allah has given to me, my mind, my body, my spirit, all these blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are turmoiling in a heap because of the murder of Hussein. And there is no solution for that. There is no medicine for that in the hearts of the mu'mineen, the believers. It will never be cool at all. It will remain forever and ever. Even when I die, that harara will be with me. It will not die. It will continue with me in my day-to-day life in that barzakh until I am resurrected again. And when I am resurrected again, before the Qiyamah or after the advent of the Imam, because I die and I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh Allah, raise me when you raise my Imam. Raise me when you raise your Imam, when you raise my Imam, so that I can come out and be with him to take the revenge of Hussein the way he has promised to do so. Salawat wa Muhammad. Therefore, we have to understand that there are certain conditions that we have to abide by. There are laws that we have to adhere with. I mentioned in my second or third lecture that we live in the United States of America. We have to obey the law and the Constitution of the United States of America. I mentioned that. Somebody came to me and said, can you please clarify that? Because it is a little bit confusing for us. Because there are certain things that are happening in the United States. There are certain laws in the United States that are conflicting with Islam. What do we do? I will take you to one of the hadiths of the Prophet, through our A'immah. And our A'immah are teaching us and telling us we must obey our parents in everything except one. If they tell you anything which is in association of Allah, that means it conflicts with Tawheed, you are not supposed to obey your parents. At that point, you have a right to refuse to disobey your parents because your parents are taking you away from Tawheed. Yes, you know all this. Now in the Constitution of Islam, our A'immah have told us, through our Mujtahideen, through the narration of those who are scholars, those who have written books on this, that Islam maintains that we must conform to the Constitution and the law of the country that we live in. I will give you some simple examples. Most of you drive cars. Sometimes you drive at night. Sometimes there is no traffic on the road and you reach a red light. there is no police, there is no camera, there is no traffic, there are no people. You are the only one there. Will you cut the red light? Will you? No? Are you sure? Okay, so why won't you cut that red light? Because it is the law, right? It is a law that when you come to a red light, whether there is traffic, police or camera, you will stop until the light goes green, then you will proceed, right? And if you don't do that, what happens is that it becomes a habit. When it becomes a habit, those people who cut the light in the middle of the traffic and create those accidents which are head on and kill one another is because they have been doing it when there was nobody around. It becomes a habit to disobey a law. When you start with one day, it will be twice, it will be 3 times, then it will be during the daytime, then it will be into the traffic hours, and you see yellow light and say, I can beat that. And before you could beat it, the light has turned red, and the other guy from the other side sees the green light. He wants to cross the green light, and you cross the red light, and then what happens, you will know only when you are in the hospital. Or when you are being washed so that you can be buried. That's all. That's the consequences. So it is the habit. So I've given you one example. I'll give you another example. In this country, to have a girlfriend and boyfriend is legal. When they do whatever they do, nobody is questioning. It's called consensual. Whatever they are doing is consensual, right? And then now the country has gone forward and saying that in this country we allow when people are doing things which is contrary to the norm, and that is called homosexuality. Listen to me very carefully. In the Quran it says it abhors homosexuality. In the Bible it says it abhors homosexuality. The books of our Jewish brothers, the books of our Hindus, and the rest of those who are following religion, for them to do that is wrong. In this country, listen, it is all right. So does it mean that if it is all right, then we can indulge in it? We have a choice. The law says it is not illegal. It does not say that you can go and do it. Therefore, at that point, Islam comes into action, says there is a law which tells you you can do that, but Islam says you must not do it. And therefore, you will conform to Islam and not do it, and also be able to conform with the Constitution or the law of the United States, which does not compel you to do that thing. That is the second point. One was your will, another one is your selection. The third point, suddenly there is a war, and you are conscripted into the army. You find somebody comes out here and says, I want you, boys and girls, whatever age, we want you to come into the army, Air Force, Navy, etc. We want you to go and fight. We want you to go and fight a nation or a country or a people for whom you have got connection either through humanity or through faith. Whatever you are, at that point in time, you are mandated. You are almost forced because you are conscripted to do that by the Constitution and by the Commander-in-Chief of the Army that you have to go. You have the right as a citizen of the United States of America to object. But when you object as a conscientious objector. I'll give you as an example. The famous example is Muhammad Ali Clay. Muhammad Ali Clay had won the belt of being the Superman of the boxing. He was here, he was going to be conscripted to go to Vietnam. He refused on the grounds of objection, which is against his morals, against his ethics. He was a conscientious objector, which is in your fitra actually. It is in your fitra because the evil does not enter. You have to go with the pure. He refused. What happened to him? His belt was removed from him. He was put into jail for how many years? 5 years? 5 years. He was put behind bars. He lost almost everything within 5 years. That was his test. You may have the test again. And if you conscientiously object without running away, without saying that no, you are wrong, the government is wrong. No, that is not the reason. The reason is you become a conscientious objector and face the music. The way Muhammad Ali faced it. If you are ready for that, then you will find out that you have succeeded in conforming to the Islam that you believe in. You are conforming with the fitrah that you are born with. You are conforming with the objection that you have maintained against the Constitution, and you are ready to suffer and enjoy that suffering. Does that make sense? Have I now cleared how we are going to maintain our solidarity with the Constitution of the United States of America and obey the laws? Let us not think that it is trivial, that nobody is watching me, I can just turn right. You are told the light says, don't turn right when the light is red, and you turn right, and then the consequences will be yours, because you have habituated yourself to do that. And when you habituate, then inadvertently you will do it when it is impossible to do it, or you know that the consequences are going to be very catastrophic. Then nobody is to be blamed but you, because you have selected to disobey the law of this country. Not only that, you will be also charged. If the other party is killed, you will be charged with vehicular. Thank you. So you guys know about this. So whom am I talking to? Am I talking to myself? If we know this, then we have to understand that we have to conform in this country, and I'm saying again, to the laws and the Constitution, as long as they do not conflict with your fitrah, with your human, moral, ethical standards, that you can become a conscientious objector. But there is a price to pay for that. And that price was paid tonight by a young boy, 13 years old, whose name is Qasim. He was only 13 years. We will talk about him. If you are ready, then you will understand that the fitrah that we have has to be also respected, honored, maintained, cherished, and activated in all stages of our lives, so that we become or ascend to that level of ihsan that we can be called insan kamil. Salawat ala Muhammad. So we come to the second point of the reason why Allah is testing us. You know, I go to tell you the whole situation, and then I come back because we have a subject to maintain and we must continue on that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He tests us, He wants to remove our sins and reward the righteous. Remove our sins and reward the righteous. Where does it say this in the Quran? If you open chapter number 37, and I have scholars here, verse number 102 to 107, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. فَلَمَّا بَلَغَ مَعَهُ سَعْيًا قَالَ يَا بُنَيَّ إِنِّي أَرَى فِي الْمَنَامِ أَنِّي أَذْهَبُكَ فَانْظُرْ مَاذَا تَرَى قَالَ يَا أَبَتِي افْعَلْ مَا تُؤْمَرْ فَسَتَجِدُنِي إِنْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ مِنَ الصَّابِرِينَ فلما أسلم وتله للجبين ناديناه أن يا إبراهيم قد صدقت رؤيا إنا كذلك نجزي المحسنين إن هذا لهو البلاء المبين وفديناه بذبح عظيم. That last part we'll do it on the day of Ashura, not today. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, and when he attained to working with him, that means when Ismail growing up became a teenager. This is a story between Ibrahim and Ismail. When Ismail became of age, Ibrahim is telling his son, "Oh my son, surely I've seen in a dream that I should sacrifice you." Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving this test to Ibrahim, sacrifice your son. And Ibrahim is telling Ismail, I should sacrifice you. Consider then, what do you see? What do you see? I want to know, how do you feel about this, my son? And the son says, oh my father, do what you are commanded. Do what you are commanded. If Allah please, you will find me of the patient ones. So when they both submitted, that means the father submitted and the son submitted, and he threw him down upon his forehead, and we called out to him, "O Ibrahim, you have shown the truth of the vision. Surely we reward the doers of good." Can you imagine a father taking his 17-year-old boy, putting him down, and wants to chop his head off because Allah is commanding him, and then says, good, do it the way you like, and Allah says, we reward the doers of good. Most surely this is an open trial. It is in the Quran, and nobody, whether you are a Christian or you are a Muslim or you are a Jew, from the books, from the Ahl al-Kitab, we know that either it was Ishaq, according to them, or it was Ismail, according to us, that was the sacrifice that Ibrahim had to do, because Allah ordered that sacrifice and he consented to it. His son agreed with it, submitted to it, and told his father that you will find me a patient one. This was